We begin the episode by doing a little bit of grinding, but then I realized today was a Sunday, so I went into Monster Park to get the 2 Sunday boxes. Honestly, I thought these runs would be much harder because my damage was so low, but it was actually even easier than grinding normally. We were mostly 2-shotting the mobs here. We completed our 2 runs for now, but our business with Monster Park isn't done for today yet. My friend Dave popped up and asked if I wanted any carries, so he took me to Kale's Horntail to get me a D-Seeders earring, Silver Blossom ring, and Kale's Horntail pendant. Dave, my man. I enhanced those equips and equipped them. Then I sold the intense power crystals from the run, and now we're on 60 mil, which is not too bad if you ask me. Oh, and then I remembered that on Reboot, you can actually buy Monster Park tickets in the cash shop for mezzos. So I bought a couple to get more of the Sunday EXP boxes. Remember that since this is a completely new account, I basically don't have any access to EXP buffs besides this. So I decided to just do 7 runs of Monster Park every single Sunday when I can. After completing my 7th run of Monster Park, I then went to train a bit more when this happened. Fuck. I was traumatized by that experience. So instead of training, I decided to go Ursus and do my 3 daily runs during Ursus time, getting about 25 mil here. See how weak my damage is? We're getting really low points because I basically don't even contribute to the battles. I then went back on the grind, getting from level 164 to 174, before, once again, I died. Fuck, do I really need to buy an auto HP pet? Andy convinced me to join his small guild, so I joined and now I'm officially a bushy boy. As always, I absolutely do not care about prestige or fame in this game. Even my previous guild on Bera was a pretty dead guild. My old guild leader was actually the Maple content creator Donkun. Make sure to check out his channel for the most relatable Maple Story shorts. Alright, now let's go to the really tedious part of playing in a new account. The boss pre-quests. Fortunately for me, I'm not really planning on doing daily bosses unless I'm really desperate for money. But there's a few bosses I should do pre-quests for. Magnus, for the Tyrant Cape that will help us train easier right now. Cygnus, for the Demos Mage Shield recipe which crafts into our best in slot shield. And Lomian, obviously for Absolabs. I was thinking of skipping Absolabs altogether before I started this series because I thought I could get the Arcanes really quickly, but I found out that the Arcane box drop rate is incredibly low, so I thought it might be better to just prepare some Absolab gear for now. Also, my run so far has been pretty horrendous due to my lack of damage, so I thought that building up my damage first wouldn't hurt. Anyways, I did the Magnus and Cygnus pre-quest here. The Magnus pre-quest took about 20 minutes and Cygnus took about 40 minutes. The Cygnus one was really annoying because my damage was too low for the monsters required in the pre-quest, but we're able to just barely complete it. My King Dave said he'll carry me for hard Magnus and normal Cygnus, so I did those runs here. I got both the Tyrant Cape and Royal Metal Shoulder from Magnus, as well as a Demus Mage Shield recipe from Cygnus. Thank you, Davey boy. After doing a bit of cubing on the shoulder and equipping the new items I've recently gotten, I decided here would be the perfect time to showcase my equips so far. So here it is. I'm pretty happy with all the equips I've gotten. There's not much more I really need at the moment. Just need to get to level 180 and get my CRA equips, and then level 190 to get Absolab equips, and then we Gucci to keep on training. Due to that, I'm probably not going to level higher than 190 for now until I get those equips, just because training will be way too difficult. And now, we can clean our inventory and sell the junk we've been holding onto. I also sold the intense power crystals from those bosses, which was actually worth 130 mil, so we're now sitting on 180 mil, and that's a pretty sizable amount of mezzos. It's time for the dreaded pre-quest, the single worst questline known in this game, Black Heavens. For those of you who don't know, this is a 3-hour long pre-quest with many tedious steps, like jump quests and random missions to escape a machine trying to kill us. I actually didn't even get around to doing this on my free-to-play series, which I've been doing for 2 years, because I was that serious about doing this, and I can't believe that I'm doing this on the second day I'm starting this account. Anyways, yes, it took a bit over 3 hours for me to complete, but this is essential for us to rush our Absolab gear, so I just copped it. We'll be able to battle Lotus when we get to level 190 now. And with all the pre-quests I've completed today, I can tick off most of the things I needed to do, but there's only one more thing left now, to actually get to level 190. Fortunately, I've already spent about 8 hours playing Maple today, so I decided to call it a day after I got to level 180. I also decided to just start doing Maple Tour on this character, that's 3 mezzos. Anyways, I really finished off today with this Maple Tour run. Phew, today was a long day. After work today, Dave carried me through Helix, so that will make my life easier completing my Superior Golok set. We can actually solo the Rooted Bits bosses for the first time on this account. Woohoo! The battles weren't like super easy, but it was easy enough that we were able to clear them in a decent time. I trained up a bit more until level 183 until I once again died. Well, we have 4 minutes to burn without restriction from dying, so I cleared out Maple Tower in this time. And then trained a bit more until level 184 until once again I died. Holy And just before daily reset, I got up this morning and just trained to level 190. Yeah, I was just so determined to hit level 190 that I just sat down and trained for a whole hour from 184 to 190 without taking my eyes off the screen. Well, with that, we can go get carried for Lomin anytime we want now. That's what I thought until I looked at the boss UI to confirm and then realized that we haven't even started the Damien prequest. I thought the prequest for Damien was also Black Heavens, but it turns out that it's actually Heroes of Maple Act Blockbuster. So, I spent another 30 minutes doing the last chapter of this blockbuster to unlock Damien. Fortunately for us, this was a lot shorter than Black Heaven, but I was just salty that I had to do an unplanned prequest today. And now, here is my gear up to this point. Not much has really changed from before. I'm not even sure if anything has changed to be honest, but I just wanted to show you guys the gear I used to get to this point at level 190. On the new day, we made a new friend, Scojiro. He's Dave's friend, who is now my friend, and absolutely carried us through Helix. Hi Scott. Oh, and also getting my very first reinforced Golix belt. That comes in really handy right now because it gives 20 magic attack, which is a huge amount of raw magic attack, especially this early on. We'll take that, thank you very much Scojiro. Next, we go do our Root Abyss runs, which puts us to 4 clears now, and of course, the daily Zakken run to try hope that we get a nicely flamed boss accessory. After clearing Monster Park twice, we sell our intense power crystals from daily bosses today, which now puts us at 280 mil. And yeah, that's pretty much all my dailies in a nutshell. As I mentioned before, I'm going to try play less in general to try balance my life out. I've been doing this so well so far, and clearly haven't had to spend an entire day doing pre-quests or anything yet. But today, we finally broke out of this repetition. We defeated the Root Abyss bosses for the 5th time, which means we've unlocked the Chaos Root Abyss bosses. Even better, today is a Wednesday, which means if I can fit in a run tonight, we can run it again tomorrow. And indeed, our good old pal Dave carried both Andy and me in CRA. Fortunately for me, Andy just wanted the intense power crystal mezzos, so they let me take first dibs on the equipped pieces. I got 10 pieces of Anguish from Chaos Queen, 11 pieces of Mockery from Chaos Clown, 10 pieces of Time from Chaos Chicken, and 13 pieces of Destruction from Chaos Vellum. My goodness, those names are dark. After that, Dave carried us in normal Lomian. This is literally the reason why I did the prequest so soon. Unfortunately, he already ran hard Lomian on his main, so he was carrying us on his bossing meal. There's nothing too spectacular to get in normal Lomian, but I guess the intense power crystal mezzo amount will be useful. Let's focus on our CRA equips now. On the first CRA pans, we got a pretty nutty flame for our state in the game, 72 int. Holy crap. That's going to help us a lot with the early game grind. Unfortunately, our CRA top and hat didn't get any decent flame. But it's okay, I'd rather wait until we get some decent flame before we Star Force it. But waiting those weeks for a decent flame isn't exactly the most efficient for time, as I probably could have progressed faster in that time period. So I'll just make do with what I have now. I sold all the intense power crystals I've gotten after those bosses and got 230 mil from that, putting us up to 530 mil. Not bad. Finally, some cubing action. I rolled my emblem to see if I could get a tier up to legendary. My plan is to focus on my weapon, secondary and emblem for the biggest damage boost. I'm not going to cube my weapon until I get my Absubs at a minimum, and my secondary until I get the Demos Mage Shield, so the emblem will be the focus for now. I didn't get anything out of this, so I used a mystical cube to get back some magic attack and luckily rolled 9% magic attack on it. It's a new week, so you know what that means. Scotty Boy was kind enough to carry me through CRA, CZAC, Hard Healer, Normal Cygnus and Hard Magnus. With this, I should be pretty good for the 5-10-15 event that's coming up this Sunday. And now, my favorite pastime is when we sell all the intense power crystals from today. I got 330 mil from leeching off Scojiro. Now, I'm on 860 mil mezzos, which is not bad considering we started this account half a week ago. But we couldn't have gotten to this point without all the help we've gotten so far. So thank you for Scott and Dave for being so generous. Now that we have over 15 pieces of destruction, we now have enough for our Fafnir staff. Even with it being clean, it adds quite a lot of damage. I'll be keeping my old pencilly weapon for transfer hammering onto my Fafnir, so I won't throw it out for now. I also opened up the rest of the CRA pieces to see if we can get any better flames on our hat, top or bottom, but unfortunately got nothing out of it. We hit level 193 after clearing our Monster Park runs. Very nice. The current event is pretty nice for me as well. We get free EXP for literally doing absolutely nothing, so you'll see me gain random EXP off this. My badminton friend Chris is a beast at this game and offered to carry me through Hard Lotus and Hard Damien, so we took him up on that offer. Dude, he freaking demolished them so fast that I thought this was normal mode. Oh, and don't mind me doing 1 damage to them. Anyways, we got to the reward stage and unfortunately I didn't get any armor boxes. Then we went into Damien. Again, he cut through Damien as if this was easy mode and got me through to the reward stage. My biggest contribution in this battle was trying to grab the attention of the blue circle and let it chase me. The person who stands inside the blue circle has his damage reduced by 90%. And of course, my 1 damage reduced by 90% is still 1 damage. Anyways, I didn't get anything again here, rip. But thanks anyways for the carry, Chris, you're a goat. And holy crap, just those 2 hard bosses had intense power crystals adding up to 360 mil. I'm rich! Oh yes, today's the day I get my wonky pet. My snail was legit about to expire, so this was perfect timing. With Wonky, we get a free auto buff skill, so I put Holy Symbol and Advanced Bless in there. Unfortunately, he doesn't come with an auto HP skill, but I guess I'm just being too greedy. I probably won't get the auto HP buff until I get a Vac Pet, which I'm probably going to buy in the next event just for my own sanity. It's basically a monthly subscription to this game, but fuck it. I just want to have some fun while playing. And now from our journey so far, we've gotten so many familiars. I spent some time here just revealing those potentials to see if we can get an item drop line of any sort. I actually found an increased item drop by a small amount line on my Corrupted Intermediate Magician, which increases item drop by 30%, so I'll be using that for the time being. I think a rare familiar can give up to 50% item drop increase, so I might have to farm a bit until I get that later on. And recently, there was an apparent bug fix where transposing equips kept their flames after being transposed. Yes, you heard me, apparently this was a bug. Fuck you, Nexon. Because of that, Patmark Transpose Sweetwater Monocle and Dominator Pendant Transpose Sweetwater Pendants are no longer really viable in the mid game, I don't think. Although I do have to check up on this. So instead, I thought we might as well pick up a Black Bean Mark from Chaos Pink Bean, and I needed to unlock him eventually anyways, so I went through the pre-quest storyline. It was pretty long as always, but whatever, I'm going to grind for this shit. After a grueling 40 minutes, we finally completed it and unlocked Pink Bean. I'm never going to do this again. And we get a free level up here sponsored by Nexon. Thank you, but also still f you.